Kids, you're back. You're even looking better than the last time I saw you. Well, this is what we got. I gotta decant. I gotta recant a few things because Uncle Martin grew up with, they said in the beginning I had dyslexia, which means you get your numbers and they get kind of reversed. And I guess that's what happened to me. I was giving you numbers for the universe, which is totally correct up to a point. 70% dark energy, which is negative gravity, 25% dark matter, 4.5% matter, and I said something like 20.5 something another. I was totally wrong. You can add up whatever the other part is. I don't even want to go there, so I'm just recanting that. The other thing was about the universe, the egg. I said something about other universes. I was way off on those numbers. The other universes, I find out that there's people that say there's only one universe. So I'm saying that sounds a little limiting, but I'm going to go with that right now. I don't want to start too many arguments here. So that was that. And then the rules after four, the fourth rule of Dad's, after the knocking out somebody else, more than you and him. The fifth rule Dad had was never ever hit a girl. That was so obvious to me. I guess I forgot about it, but I never did. And I just want to put that out there, kids. You don't hit a girl. Guys, you don't hit a girl. Okay. So after that, I have, what do I got? Yeah, I think I'm trying to recant everything that I thinking I did wrong. I'm giving you the numbers. I want to keep this as true and accurate as possible. So other than that, I guess, the breathe, the learn, discern. It's up to you if you want to be concerned about it. After that, you're going to have to do no harm. Do no harm, do no harm. I said it 3 times, but I didn't extend it. Everybody knows do no harm means hurt somebody. And I want to expand as far as hurting somebody's feelings. Is that possible? Absolutely. And after that, I have to just say I got Uncle Martin's living by for a lot of years. Do. No limitation. No limitation. No limitation. Great. That's all I got to say for that. Other than that, I think we can go on to all the kids that were waiting for me. But I was thinking about how Caligula, of all people, he was I believe one of the worst emperors in Rome a long time ago. And he said, let's see. He was afraid of being taken out, so he put a big wall around him. And what he did was, he was one of the worst ones. Debauchery, adultery, all the real negative things. Well, it's up for grabs whether or not people think it is. But he definitely spent I think he emptied the coffers of Rome pretty much. He spent other people's money, and that's negative. And then I guess Tiberius, he was on the other side, so that was negative. Tiberius would have been, I believe, when he made his transition, in which means you don't take another breath, he did a lot of positive things. And I believe when he took his transition, he left like 3 billion, whatever that money they were using, in the coffers. So you got positive and negative. When Caligula, I think he lasted like 4 years, but I guess that's why he put up that wall. He was afraid somebody's going to take him out. And what he did one day, he gets up in the morning, he looks out the window, and he sees graffiti. He sees graffiti. It was even back then. The wall had been written on, and the words were, "Go with the flow, or get dragged." When I hear that, I don't know why it's so funny. But he said, "Who wrote that? Who wrote that?" And they said, "We don't know. Go find out." So they got up there. Man delights in making laws. Man delights more in breaking them. Well, that was the second thing, by the way. The first thing, both of them were signed by Anonymous. It was real small print, Anonymous. So he says, "Who's this Anonymous?" "I don't know, sir. We've been looking for him." Go with the flow or get dragged. Man delights in making rules. Man delights more in breaking them. This guy's got to go, all right? So they kept looking and looking. They couldn't find a guy. The guy's name was Anonymous. There's another one he wrote, anonymous. Man delights in making rule. No, I said that. The more you know. This is the shortest one. The more you know, the less you judge. He didn't like that one either. The more you know, the less you judge. He says, this guy's, who is this? It's anonymous. It's anonymous. You better find this anonymous or you guys are in trouble. So those are the three things that seemed to set out in my life when I heard about that. Also, know thyself, and what was the other one? It was physician, heal thyself. Well, I heard that from Mom or something. And I said, Mom, what would that be? She says, because we're all physicians. Really? Yeah. Well, might put some doctors out of business, but hey, that's what I grew up to believe. Other than that, guys, I don't think I can recant anything else. If I do, I'll definitely come back and say that I feel that it wasn't, because somebody's out there that's gonna say Uncle Martin said this. Yeah, they're gonna say he's contradicting himself, and man, I don't want that ever to happen. Nobody would do that to me, I'm sure. And I was going to talk about those kids, 187 and 234, that wanted to talk to Uncle Martin. I promise this you can make a movie out of that. And I think somebody might. If you do, I got the dibs. I got proof. It was fear, fear, fear. When did you have fear? When did you have fear on your plate and you ate it? I don't remember the first time, but I remember the first time Mom said, have no fear, which kind of goes with fear. So she said, have no fear. So we're walking up from Jersey. I was 4 years old. We were walking up Carvel, getting ice cream. I always like the vanilla cone with dipping in chocolate. It gets hard and you eat it. So ice cream lovers, you know what I'm talking about. We were walking by a dog, a big dog. The dog was a Marmaduke. Remember Marmaduke? He was in the comic strips. This dog, I could tell it was Marmaduke because I remember the comic strips. He's sitting in a big doghouse. And I look over and I give him fear because he's a big dog. And I was like, I gave him fear. And all of a sudden, the dog starts running at us. And his chain is almost pulling the big doghouse. And I'm saying, Mom. And she says, you can't have fear about a dog. You can't have fear about anything. I said, really, Mom? She says, absolutely. And she gave me a little story. So we're walking. I'm thinking what kind of ice cream, or if it's going to be cherry or strawberry. And then she says, it happened to me at 11 that my grandmother told me not to have any fear toward dogs or anything. Her grandmother. That means Nanny's mom. And she told me, my mom's grandmother, that this is the way it works. When you give out fear, you'll attract things. and when you attract things that are negative, it's not a positive thing. So Mom says, this is what happened to me. She's got me by the hand. I'm walking up. She says, one day I was 11 years old, and I remember the law, and a dog started running at me. And this is what she did. She said she was told to turn around and face the dog. Face it and have no fear, but wait. Wait until the dog gets close, like about 2 feet away. And then when you have your hands at your side, when it gets about 2 feet away, you put your hands up, and you say this, no. And it works. The dog will leave you alone. I said, really, Mom? And at that point, we were like up the way a little bit, but this dog has been really barking and everything. And I said, Mom, I think that dog's going to break the chain. She says, nah, it's not gonna. All of a sudden, it breaks. The chain's there, the dog, I guess the collar, was with the chain. The dog is running at us. And Mom says, she turns around with me, still in my hand, and she says, have no fear. Don't fear. I said, Okay, Mom. She has me by the hand. I'm not gonna be afraid. You know, I got somebody holding my hand. I'm only 4 years old. Where am I gonna run? She has my hand, and she stands there, and we wait for the dog, Big Marmaduke, getting close to us, and all of a sudden, she puts her hands up like that and says, "No." Well, the dog hits a wall. It was like there was no wall, but it was an invisible wall that apparently this dog hit, and then he sits down. His butt's on the ground, his feet are out in front, and he's looking at us. I guess he's waiting for the next move. And she says, "Good puppy." He starts wagging his tail. She says, "Let's go get some ice cream." I said, "Okay, Mom." So we get the ice cream. I did get the chocolate dip, the vanilla ice cream cone dipped in the chocolate, hot chocolate. Then, eat it. We're going back. I was halfway through my ice cream. And there's this dog coming out. Nobody put the collar back on him. He comes out of the big doghouse. He's looking at us. And he's smiling. He's wagging his tail. My mom goes over, pets his head. "Good dog. Good puppy." He was a big dog. He was like a big dog. He was no puppy. But she says, "Good puppy." He goes back in his house. So that was the first time I heard about not having fear. I had to get that out of the way. Because fear is pretty important on this planet. Terrific. Or terrible, depending how you want to put it together. That's all. Other than that, I did give you that prejudice thing, and I got to just go. I thought it was, that's the other thing. I think I said my grandfather was the guy on the second one that I heard I heard prejudice. And that's a cute little story. But let me go. It wasn't, that was the third. The second was on my third grade, which I found out wasn't, I had 2 third grades. Dad graduated from Flagstaff, Arizona. And I said, "Dad, I can't," because we're going to move back to Jersey. And he says, "Oh, I've graduated. We got to go back." I said, "Dad, I still got another report card to go. And plus I'm growing this corn." And it was in a cup and everything. And he said, "Nah, sister will plant the corn." And I said, "I don't think so, Father. Dad, I don't think so." He says, "Don't worry about it. Somebody will plant the corn. We got to go. You got to go make some more friends." I said, "Dad, I got a lot of friends here. I can't leave." And he says, "You're going to make more friends." I said, "Dad," and he said, "Don't worry. You got friends now. They're going to be friends for the rest of the life. Come on, let's go." I said, "Okay, more friends." He knew my Achilles heel. I love making friends. So I said, "Okay, let's go." He says, "Nah, not yet. We're going to go Friday." So we get back to Jersey, and then that's what I'm saying. I remember now the second, third grade. We were living in Pluckerman, New Jersey with Grandpa, and that was the Raritan thing. I didn't get to Raritan yet. I was in Pluckerman, New Jersey on my second, third grade, and I just wanted to point that out because it was a mouse story that I kind of forgot about until right now. The mouse story was Grandpa always said, kill the mice, kill the rats. We have chickens, and they eat the grain. So I was good. I was really good. I could kill a mouse. I was hunting mice. I killed mice. And then one day I was sweeping. We got in the door. The mouse did. And then I said, "Oh boy, I get to kill another mouse." So the mouse is like, I got the broom. I got him cornered, and now he's just sitting there looking at me. He was like 4 little woody footies, white feet, kind of a white and black head, and the rest was black. And he was just sitting there, moving his whiskers, looking at black beady eyes, looking at me, but he wasn't running. All the mice ran that I had killed before, and this mouse isn't running. So I can't kill him with the broom. I got to get the stick. So I get the stick, and I said, "You're gonna go, buddy. You're going." And all of a sudden, well, I was warned by Grandpa. He says, "Be careful of the mice and rats. They'll go for your throat." I said, "Yeah, right." So I'm getting like this, and son of a gun, I went down. But the mouse jumps up. His little footies hit me, and he jumps up and gets back out the door. And I said, "Well, I got this broom. I'm going to go kill him." And I thought, "Well, that's a mighty mouse there. Is he worth it?" I said, "Nah, it's not worth it." So I just kept sweeping. Just a cute little story I throw in there. And after that, might as well stay with my second, third grade in Pluckerman. My family. Yeah, we had the half side that was Italian, and they used to play this game. The game was how to scare somebody to death, but you can't kill them. I guess you lose or something. But the game was how to scare somebody and just make them pee or poo their pants. That was their game they played, and I guess everybody was playing that game, and I didn't understand it. But heck, everybody's playing it, and they were scaring each other. So what the heck? I got to join in. I maybe can get pretty good at this. So in the beginning, I was, boo, but it was a fake. I'm thinking, well, they're giving me a break here, and I did it like aunts, uncles, and they were kind of egging me. Maybe they were trying to help me along with scaring people. Maybe I don't know, but it came to a point where I was getting pretty upset that they were making this up. So I said, I got to get a little better at this. So there was that. Grandpa had made a gazebo with grapes hanging down, and the grapes were big fat grapes. They were fantastic. They had pits. You had to spit out the pits, but they were the sweetest grapes that I can remember even to this day. So Aunt Nancy. Oh, first it was Aunt Pat. Aunt Pat. I was coming behind the rose bush. My grandmother on my dad's side, she passed, waiting her transition by 3. But she had rose bushes all over. She was really a fine job with that. So I hid behind one of the rose bushes. I saw Aunt Pat coming, and I got out behind the bush. I went, bah! And she said, ah! Yeah. And I said, well, maybe I scared her. Really, I scared her. And she says, oh my, you got me. And everybody was listening. They were all laughing. He says, hey, this kid's getting pretty good. And they said, that's pretty good. And I said, nah. Pretty good. So the next one was that I remember. All my uncles, they weren't afraid for some reason. I don't think they saw me coming, but they didn't have any fear for some reason. So the next one was Aunt Nancy. She's sitting on that long bench with the grapes, just eating the grapes, spitting out the pits, and everybody was kind of around, and they knew where I was. Aunt Nancy didn't, so I got around the bench. And when I did, I got over the bench, but she's sitting eating and I went over the bench and went, bah! And she went, yeah! She screamed really loud, and not only that, she peed her pants, and everybody's laughing. They're like, cheering, yeah, you did good. In fact, somebody said, that's the best I've ever seen. So I said, wow, this is fantastic. I'm really getting good at this. I didn't know it was negative. I thought it was good. I thought it was positive. I was doing something positive, but scaring people was positive. So, I didn't know it was negative. See, that's kids. You learn, you discern, right? Yeah. So I did that for heck. I did that forever. I did it from I was 9, 10. I did it for 3 years, up to 11. Then I didn't do it anymore. Why not, Uncle Martin? Well, I guess I'll have to tell you the story. I was in Millstone, New Jersey. The first 5th grade, I went to 2. The first 5th grade, he got me. My brother got me. He got me really good. I'm taking a shower. I was naked. Well, yeah, you got to be naked in a shower. And I had a girlfriend that says, there's naked and there's naked. I didn't understand that until later, but I'm in the shower. I got the soap. I got the washcloth. Taking a hot shower. I like hot showers. I was taking a hot shower, and I was thinking I had made a go-kart, a go-kart with no motor, and I had 2 back wheels, and I was thinking all I need is 2 wheels, the baby carriage wheels. I didn't know where. Then I thought, next door neighbor has baby carriage wheels. The kids are growing up. They'll never miss it. See, that's stealing. When you take from somebody else's kids and you take it, that they're not giving it to you, it's stealing. I just got to, Of course, all you big kids know, if you're around, you know that. And you little preschoolers and kindergartners, maybe no one told you that yet. You take something from somebody else that they didn't give, it's stealing. Okay? From there, I was taking a shower, and brother opens up the curtains, blah! And I threw the soap, and my back's against the wall. I'm looking at him. He says, I got you. And nobody ever got me before like that. So I said, no, you didn't. He says, I got you. I was telling that mom and dad. And he runs out he goes into the kitchen, and Mom, I could smell the bacon, so I knew breakfast was in the morning. So I get out, and I didn't even dry off. I just grabbed the towel, put it around me, and I got out there into the kitchen. And bro's standing behind Dad, and Mom's standing. Why aren't you dried off? I said, Dave scared me, and say I admitted that he scared me. And Mom says, what? He scared you? You could have slipped on the soap. You could have hurt yourself. I said, yeah, I could have. And Dad says, you got him? You got it? You actually got him? And bro says, yeah. He says, good job. So all that day, I was going to get bro. Well, he was looking around. Where is he? Where is he? Where'd this guy go? Well, I let it go at that. But when we were sitting down on the couch before we went to bed, I believe it was Huckleberry Hound or Yogi Bear, Boo Boo, where's the picnic basket, that guy. And it was somewhere in one of those cartoons that bro says, I'm sorry. I said, Dave, you know what? Bro, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm not playing that game anymore. Really? You're not going to play that game? No, I'm not going to play that game. He didn't quite believe me, but I wasn't excited. I said, it's too dangerous. I could have slipped on the soap. Okay, he understood that. So after Top Cat, it could have been the Flintstones. Whenever the Flintstones put out the cat, then there was that little, we didn't have to go to bed until the commercial was over. It was some kind of commercial with Barney and Fred. It was some kind of commercial, like a cigarette should. I don't know which one it was, but it was something like that. And then up off the bed. So we're up the stairs but I'm not gonna let this go. There's no way. So I'm in my bed over here. Dave's in his bed. Bro's in his bed over here. By the way, it's a full moon and there's a black cat involved, but it's kind of a positive story. The bro always snored, and I had to wait until he snored. It took a while. Before that, the black cat, Pussy, we call Pussy, little Pussy, the black cat, would jump back. Well, she didn't jump. She got the bro first. He's petting. That's what I'm saying. You pet Pussy, and she starts all around your head. You can't go to sleep. So I guess bro was done with that. So he threw the cat. And by the way, kids, never throw a cat. In fact, you little preschoolers and kindergartners, you know how that is. You go and pull a cat's tail. You're gonna get scratched in the face or wherever. So you learn. I'm trying to teach you something before you do something negative like pulling a cat's tail. All right. So bro's done. I guess he figured he had to go. He throws the cat over on my bed. It's purring around my head. So we played this game. Throw the cat, Pussy, back and forth to the beds. So finally, Pussy got tired, runs down the stairs. He got tired of the game. So now I'm waiting for bro to go to snoring time, which he snored all the time. I cured him of that, but it was like years later. I'm finally able to hear him snore, but I wasn't sure if it was faking snoring. So I got out of the bed like a snake. I got on the floor, and I went like, really quietly. I didn't just stand up and go over there. I wasn't sure if he was snoring or not. He was faking it. So I went, and then the moon was coming down because I could see the light come through, full moon. And I get up to the bed, and his head was this way. So I was kneeling, looking right at his face, and I could see he was really snoring. And I went, blah! And he sits up like a jack in a box, and he starts screaming, a scream that I've never heard before. In fact, he screamed really loud, and bah! And I'm saying, hey man, this guy's afraid. He's really afraid. So and then all of a sudden I was looking at his eyes, and all of a sudden his eyes rolled back. All I see is white, no pupil, just white. And it got me scared. I was saying, where'd bro go? Where'd you go? I said, bro, wake up, bro, wake up. He wasn't waking up. I got really frightened. I grabbed his shoulders. I said, bro, wake up. He wasn't waking up. I had to yell out, bro, come back. See, I think it was the third time. Come back. It was 3 times. Come back, bro. And then all of a sudden his eyes show up again. And I said, oh, thank God, his eyes are there. I can see his eyes. And then he kind of, I don't know where he went. I got to find out. I got to call him and find out, where'd you go, bro? And his eyes came back normal. And now I'm looking at him saying, keep it down. Dad's going to hear us. And then I think about that time, hey, what's going on up there? And then we were always rolling around on the floor previous to that. And we were making so much noise. Dad said, what's going on up there? Oh, nothing, Dad. Nothing. We're just playing. And then he would say, it sounds like the ceiling's going to come down on us. Knock it off. There's a black belt. I said, well, okay. And we didn't do it anymore. So now bro's back to me. And I'm telling him, keep it down or Dad's gonna come up with a black belt. And I think he knew what he was gonna. He kept screaming. Not as bad, but he was screaming. So Dad's coming up now the stairs, and it's like I can see the black belt, and I'm thinking, oh boy, I'm gonna get a black belt. But I'm thinking, nah, I'm playing a game. So Dad says, what happened? And Bro says, he scared me. And Dad says, well, you're gonna get a spanking, son. Me. And I said, no, Dad, I'm just playing a game. He says, no, you can't. And so I thought I could debate it and say, well, remember this morning when I could have, Mom said I could have slipped on the rope? I could have slipped on the soap and hurt myself? Well, I was just getting back. I was playing a game. I was getting back to Bro. He says, no, you've gone too far with this game. I said, nah, I'm playing a game. You said good job to Bro. I'm just trying to do it. And he says, no, no, no. No more. I don't want you guys playing that game anymore. And in my mind, I said, I'm not going to play this game. It's too scary for me. And so then he says, well, you got to bend over the bed. He normally was 1, 2, 3. I think he lost count. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And actually, after that, I never got a black belt again. We went to something else, another level. And after that, kids, I never scared anybody to this day again. See, I learned my lesson. I thought it was something to do. I thought it was positive. And then they all said I was getting good. They clapped and cheered when I was doing it. And now I'm getting a black belt. Well, not only that, I can see where I deserved one. Because, man, you don't want... when that happens, I'm trying to tell you things, kids, that you think it's okay to scare people. No, it isn't. It's negative. It's not positive. So, there you go. I never did it again. So that's all I wanted to say about that. In fear, it can kill somebody. All right. So I've run out of time again, and I want to get back to. Well, I'll go with the other prejudice on my first third grade, because I thought it was Grandpa in my first fourth grade, but I guess I'll have to do that before I get back to the kids 187 and 200 more than 243. Students waiting for Uncle Martin to come out to talk to them. So I just want to leave it at that. And I promise, I'll be back and finish this. Truly, I will. Until then, be well.